Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a simple train in Roblox. I'm not going to be showing you a very complicated one because, you know, I don't know, I don't have any words. So the first step is you're going to need to have your build tool, and you're going to need to hit J. So I'll just go off my build tool and then go to it. And then you hit J, which will take you to your add block. Then you click the ground and it adds a block. Basically what we're going to try and do here is make a little bit of a rail line. So then you hit X. Let me go off with the X tool. You hit X on your keyboard, and then it brings up these blue things. And we'll just rescale this stuff with these little bubbles here. And this isn't quite the size we want for our block, so we're going to go over to the left side of our screen and change increment. See this little increment here? Make sure my camera's picking that up. And we're going to set increment to 0.0001. And this will let us take our blue things here and make this block way smaller. Make it a nice size. Go ahead and move my thing back to the left side. And then we'll take the front blue thing here and drag it really far out like this. And now you see we have one bit of our rail. So we got one part, one block. You can call it really anything. Most people will call it a block. And then you'll want to click on your block here, and it will show up yellow. And if it doesn't show up yellow, just click Z. So let me click on something else so you can see, like, this is the rotate tool, but you aren't going to use that. Click Z, and then it will show up yellow. And then you want to hit Shift C, and now you'll have two tracks. And I'm going to make the track fairly wide so that we can have a big train so it's easy to see and understand. Now I'm going to hit J again. And another way to get to your tools, I will always say this, is to go over to this little bar over here, and as you can see, all the tools are here. The Z tool, the X tool, I think this is the C tool, and they're all color-coded: green, yellow, blue. Blue makes stuff smaller, bigger. Z moves stuff around. Now we're going to go to the J tool. In the J tool, you can hit J on your keyboard, or you can go over to it over here. It's this plus sign. And we're going to click the ground again. And now you have a block, right? Beautiful. And we're going to move it in between our train tracks and just sort of lift it up. And then we're going to go back to the J tool again. And we're going to go over to the left side of the screen and click on this little block called Part Type. And then find Cylinder. And then click on the ground, and now we have a wheel. And then we'll hit X, or you can go over here to this weird shaped cross thing and adjust the size of that. We want to make it a nice size so it grips the track. We might even need to change the size of our track. And as you can see, I'm having trouble moving my wheel around. That's because I have to change the increment on my move tool as well. So go over to your left side, go to increment here. I'll slowly show you that here. Go here and go to where it says 1 and go to 0.0001. If you have trouble with that, just copy this thingy here, exactly how it is. And then you can click back on your wheel and slowly drag it in towards the track. Because what you want to have happen is you want the wheel to hug the track. Because you're making like a slidey thing. Here, I can show you actually. I'll make a copy of these tracks, and how you copy is Shift C after you've held Shift and clicked on stuff, which lets you select more than one thing at once. Is what a train is like a slide. If you've ever had a drawer, if you've ever been in your kitchen at home and you pull out a drawer, that's known as a sliding drawer. That's what a train is a big slide. And I'll show you here real quick, just so you understand what I'm explaining. If we take this block here, and we extend it, and just pop it up like this, and then make it so it's not going to just go everywhere, and I unanchor it, Over here, the M tool is to unanchor. If you hit M on your keyboard, it will also take you to that. I unanchor this. I should be able to push it, but it's because my tracks are too close together. Come with me here, block thing. See? So now it stays in between these two blocks and slides along, and I can slide it along the other way. And that's how trains sort of work, is that it's a guided block. If we go over here to our actual train we're building, which is just going to be a car that's guided by a track, is we're going to take the block we already have out here and our cylinder we already have out here, and we're going to try and connect them. And how we're going to do that is we're going to click on our block here, and it's going to pop up yellow. And we're going to go to the B tool here, and I can slowly show you that. And then we're going to click on this side of the block, and then go over to the left side of our screen, and where it says type smooth, we're going to set it to hinge. And then we're going to just sort of move this over here, and then we're going to go around the block, and then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to go to the B tool, click on the block, click on this side, and go back over here to type smooth and set hinge. So now you should have both sides should have hinges on it. And when you bring it into here, you're going to want to expand it out. You might even want to move your wheel real quick. Let's go ahead and do both. So set your build, your expandy thing to both. And how you do that, let me go backwards so you see what I was doing. You click on your block, you go to your X tool over here, the X tool up here, and then you go from this normal setting here on the left, this is over on left, to both, to the both button here, and then this will allow you to expand it out like this. And then we want to lift it up a little bit with the Z tool, and then we bring our wheels in here. And this is the cylinder you placed before. Don't worry, I'll build the train again just so you guys understand. And then we use our both, it should be still set to both, to shrink our wheel down. And the reason we're shrinking the wheel down is to make sure it's centered. Because if a wheel isn't centered, and I'll show you what happens if a wheel isn't centered here, it like flops all around. So it's very important that your wheel is perfectly in the center. And now we're going to have fairly big wheels, and I might have to fix this. There we go. So now that wheel's attached, or it should be attached. It might not work the first time. Then we scooch this thing over, center it like that, and then we make a copy of our wheel by clicking on it, holding Shift-C, and then you can see how it like glowed there for a second, and then we use our Z tool, which we should be already on, to just slowly move our copy of our wheel. As you can see that this yellow thing is inside of my track. I don't want that, so I'll click on my sort of bar I have here, go to my X tool. As you can see, I already have both off, but you might not have both off. So you want to go to the left side of your screen, like this, and switch both back to normal, and just slowly stretch this over to here, and push this in, and hook it to the car, like that. Now as you can see, the rail is too far away from the wheel, so you need to bring it closer to the wheel. And then we're going to actually make copies of these rail tracks. So you want to hit Shift-C and spread it out, because all this is like a sliding drawer. The wheel has to stay in this, otherwise the train car will shimmy and get loose. We want to do this again. We want to make a copy of your track. Put it on the other side. As you can see, it's guiding the wheels. The wheels aren't free to slide around. You might even want to put something up, but we shouldn't need to do what I'm thinking about there. Now we're going to make a copy of this thing we have here. And how we're going to do that is we're going to hold shift and then click on all our blocks. We're going to hold shift and then click on all our blocks here. And then hit shift C and then slide it forwards. And as you can see, now we have two sets of wheels. Now all we do is we hit J or go over to the plus sign on the right side of your screen. And then you can add a block. I'm just going to use this cylinder because it added a cylinder, but you can use a block or a triangle or whatever you want. It doesn't need to be perfect. And I'm going to go ahead and put this thing here and use the normal. I'm going to turn off my both on the left side on my sizing tool. And now for one of the hardest steps is to weld. A lot of people mess up their weld the first time, so stay with me. And so hold shift and select everything that I paint purple. So all this purple stuff that I have painted here, hold shift, select this, select that, and select that. See how I'm only getting the body parts with my shift select. I'm not getting the wheels, because when you weld stuff, it hooks it all together. So the wheels won't spin if you weld the wheels. So we'll do that one more time. Hold shift and select only these body parts of your train. Then go over to the right side and click on the F tool or click F on your keyboard. And the weld tool on the right side looks like a little chain. And then go over to the left side and hit weld to last. And now what we do is we unanchor like this. And we quickly will add a vehicle seat. And how we add a vehicle seat is you can click J on your keyboard to get to the add blocks, or you go to the plus sign. In my case, I went to the plus sign, and you look through the blocks for a vehicle seat. Just put it on there. Make sure it's facing the direction you want. In my case, I'm going to have it face this way, and I'm going to paint it red. I always paint my vehicle seats red or green, just so that they're easy to see, and I'm going to weld it to my purple stuff. So I'm going to hold shift, click on the green seat, and then click on the purple body, and then click on the F tool, or the thing that looks like links, chain links or paper links, and then hit weld to last, and then quickly unanchor that. And now we're going to click on our wheels or cylinders and unanchor them. And now as you can see, everything stayed together, right? It looks beautiful, like a piece of art. Now you sit in your seat and it just drives. And now you made a basic train. And as you can see, it stays on the track, right? And that's the definition of the track is this. So this is the train. It's basically a car, you know. You all probably know how to make a car in Roblox. But this blue thing, this thing I painted blue, is the track. It's a guide. It guides the train. You can also make tracks that turn. But this thing, this car that drives on the track, if I drive it off the track, then it drives around just like a car. So I'll build one more train for you guys here so you can see how it all works out. Just make a copy of this track. Now, what we're going to do here is we'll just add our parts ahead of time. So just add a cylinder. If you're with me here, have your track piece. So we'll just do it all in order. So add a cylinder, add a normal block, and then that's probably all you'll need. And then take the normal block and make a copy of it and make your track. You probably don't necessarily need to fully follow me. And then scale it down like what we did before. Stretch it out, make a beautiful track. And then make a wheel, and actually a way easier way to make a train or a car is to set your scale thing on both, of course, and scale in like this. Make your wheels like we did before, but instead of making the connection things on the block or the body, you put the connection things on the wheels. So you go to your B tool and you click on the wheel and you put the hinges on each side of the wheel. This way we can just say copy our little building block thing here. And say we can color code everything so we can make our wheels blue and the body orange and the track purple. So now we have a purple track and orange car body and blue wheels. And now all you have to do is make your train body a little bigger, right? So now I'm resizing the train body. So now we got this. And now all I have to do is copy these wheels in comparison to putting the hooks on the actual train or car body itself. Now I can just copy these wheels and stick them on and then test if it works. And an easy way to test if it works is to select it all like this by clicking, holding shift and dragging, then clicking shift C. Now I have a copy, lifting it into the air and unanchoring it. If it explodes, it doesn't work. If it doesn't explode, it works. Then all we do is hit our J tool, add our vehicle seat, which we'll set over here. Of course, we'll color code all these blocks as well to make it easier. Get a bluish color, get an orangish color. Don't have to perfectly match it, of course. Get our green, copy our green vehicle seat, right? So green's vehicle seat, orange is vehicle body, blue is wheels, purple is train track. Pretty simple. And if you sit in this, it will drive your train. And then it's all set up. I much prefer to put the seat in the middle of the car. Some people put it at the back like a race car. It does sort of change things a little bit, but it's easiest to put it in the center of the car at the beginning. Make a copy. You all know how to make a copy. And now we move our rail line, and then we make a copy of it, and then we put it right beside it, make sure it's not too tight into it. Then we want to make sure that we have it on both sides so we have no wiggling. See, I'm doing that, making like a double layer, trapping the wheels inside. We don't want there to be any wiggle room, otherwise it will slide around. And then, maybe just for fun, we can add a train car. But this train I'm showing you here can only drive straight. I will show you maybe in another video how to do a train with train cars and how to do like turns and curves. So there are people who want to press me. Okay. Make a copy of it. And then what we'll do is we'll just weld all the bodies together, and I'll show you how to do that again. Bam. So now we have all the orange is body, and green is driver's seat, and blues is wheels. And what we're going to do is we're going to weld the green to the orange, which I know probably still confuses you guys. You guys are probably like, what is welding? It always confuses my other Roblox friends. So I'm going to explain it to you guys very slowly. Follow my mouse over here to the chain link thing. Click it. Go over to the left and hit weld to last. And remember to only weld your vehicle seat to your body parts of your train, not to the wheels. Otherwise the wheels won't spin. To last. And now what we will do is we will unanchor those parts. And you guys probably know how to unanchor, but I'll show you one more time. Go over to this little thing that looks like a ship anchor. I'll slowly go over there and then go over to the left and click on anchor, and that will unanchor that. But it's not ready to move yet. Now we have to hit shift and slowly select all the wheels of the train and then go over and unanchor them. Bam. So now it is ready. But first, I'm not going to drive it off our track here. I'm going to make the track a little bit bigger. And then I can show you guys the final result Wow, that did not make a very big track, did it? There we go, and see, now we have a 2-car train that only drives in a straight line. In the next video, I'll show you guys how to make one that turns, because even I have trouble making good turning tracks. Okay, have a good one, guys. Beautiful. It's always beautiful.